Welcome to Beauties, you beauty. Let's go.
AU hoops
Mm.
ending up draft coming up here.
Yeah, I am digging AU hoops. We've briefly talked about AU Athletes Unlimited, and they're doing a really interesting thing there where there are no coaches. It is about the athletes. So the way that it works, just in brief, is it's on an individual point system. So there are points available for your team win. So every quarter that you win, there's 50 points, every game that you win is 100 points, but then it's really on your individual performance in that if you miss a shot, it's a negative points, and if you make it, it's very much like fantasy. Anyone who
Yeah.
plays Yahoo Fantasy Sports. And so it's a really shortened season. There's 4 teams, yellow, or they call it gold, orange, blue, and purple. And every week, whoever the individuals are who are ranked 1, 2, 3, and 4 then go into a draft where they draft their teams. And then they have they're always doubleheader games Wednesday, Friday, Saturday, where they play each other. And that's how it gives them. So, just FYI for anyone, if you haven't tuned into Athletes Unlimited, you should do that really because their AU Hoops season is ending next weekend.
Yeah. Very You're right. Very cool in the sense of it's like fantasy and it's constantly shaking up, which I thought might be fun as an athlete because the athletes draft their teams,
100%.
which I think is super cool.
Mhm.
But then you get that kind of like you see where your chemistry lies with different players.
Well, and
I
it's
think
been
it's
super fun
super
to
great.
watch because there's a lot of strategy, right? So there's a lot of strategy that goes into when do you draft your centers or when do you draft your guards. It feels very fantasy related when you watch it because when one center goes, then it's like
Right.
of centers that go. Um, but I agree with you in that you find there are players who click. But then when you're drafting, if I'm drafting against you
Yep.
and I know that buddy A is your who you
Oh,
want
yeah.
and I'm ahead of you in the draft, I take buddy A.
Yeah, absolutely, I love it. I
It's
love it.
so fun.
Yeah,
It's so fun to watch. If you can anyone who loves basketball, you can tune into a lot of their stuff. So either you can find it on YouTube or they do lots of Facebook stuff too. Um, and you can actually watch on their website. They do a really good job of making it accessible, showing you how to watch it if you're in Canada, the US, or internationally. And it is I think there's so much merit. We've talked about it. I'm so looking forward to the fastball side of it or softball side of it starting up here shortly. They do have volleyball and lacrosse as well.
yeah,
And
and softball.
I think this is going to take off.
I agree.
Like I wouldn't be shocked that if we see more than the 4 teams or however many girls that is, 40 some odd girls or women, that are drafted every week in hoops
Yeah,
because, oh man, it's so fun.
yeah, it's cool to see, and the amount of WNBA players that have just dove right into it and said, like,
Yeah,
"This is
yeah.
fun," like, Natasha Cloud is right in there like a
Yeah,
dirty shirt, man,
she's
she
ranked number 2.
loves it.
She jumped a spot this week, so she was drafting the blue team last week, which means she was 3rd ranked overall in individual points, and then this week she jumped into the 2 spots, so she's gonna be drafting the orange team,
Yeah,
today, or I guess it would've been yesterday, Sunday,
yeah.
yeah.
We'll have to take a look and make
Anyways, it
sure yeah,
is yeah.
one more week, and then we move on, so that's yeah, I love it, I agree with you, I'm anybody that likes that fantasy betting, that kinda thing
Yeah,
would love it.
it's awesome. It is awesome, and I really like even too there's a lot of merit put in, so they have an MVP 1, 2, and 3 each week that are voted by your peers.
Mhm.
So that's also a good chunk of points that you can win if
Yeah.
everyone thinks you had a standout week.
And we're like, yeah,
Yeah, it's wild. It's
you
so fun.
crushed it this week. Yeah.
Yeah,